Zombie culture is ever growing in our world. What started as voodoo legend has now become a huge part of the media that we see today. There are countless films, books, societies and games, all based around the living dead. The Zombie Culture Festival, held every year at the Phoenix Theatre, is an event that locals can go to watch an entire evening of zombie films and talk to zombie enthusiasts from across the country who've written books, played the games, or even directed movies.
I've been to a couple of very poor horror events where literally it was watch a film, have a pint, watch a film, have a pint. And the American sort of festivals and conventions always seemed to have so much more. And it's not necessarily an American model, but it's just the authors downstairs, they're relatively well known in the zombie field, but we don't charge them for a stall because we just want them to come and meet people that read their fiction. The games, you know, are all there as well, and we just, it's just lots of things to do in between the films. Because the authors quite often don't get a chance to speak to people that like their stuff. The bloke, the retroactive that's organising the games, he really likes horror games and zombie games. And he's got quite a big collection, but he gets to kind of show them off. The zombie shop as well, who are trading downstairs, they just sell zombie stuff, but you know, they've got an opportunity to meet people and what have you. So it just gives, you know, there's too much stuff to do in between the films, and we have an hour break for food and photos and stuff later on, but it just means that everybody's got loads of stuff to do so they don't get bored. And 13 hours is a lot of zombie films, so we need some distractions. If you were going to make a short film, then zombies you can do. Werewolves, you know, you'd have to spend a lot of money to get a very decent werewolf prop together, and zombies seem to be a really accessible way for people to make films, and authors now, with the fact that they can self-publish, and just there's always big things going on. Like one of the release titles for the Xbox One is Dead Rising 3. There's always a Resident Evil film 18 months away. You know, there's books, graphic novels. You can't really avoid them that much.
An event like this couldn't be so spectacular without barrels of makeup to turn the ordinary into walking rotten flesh.
Basically, sort of Michael Jackson's Thriller, making of, when I was about 13. All the latex effects, all the work, awesome. From then on I wanted to do it. Got a little latex kit at the age of 13, did a Jekyll and Hyde makeup for like the school fete. Freaked everyone out. I was like, what's wrong with that little boy? So yeah, that was that, and just carried on from then on. Horror, Halloween costumes, short films happened, and yeah, events like this, that kind of thing. I've got a team of us, and we can do like 3-minute zombies. We've got a method, we can do a zombie in 3 minutes and get 100 done in like an hour. Or you can spend 5 hours if you want, like putting perfect prosthetics on, you know, little things that are going to pop out and stuff like that. Yeah, it can go either way. You can have your basic 3 minutes, or yeah, 5 hours for a big film or something. I completely blame Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead brought it to the masses that everyone wanted zombies. And it's just, I think it's popular almost because it's quite easy to do, like, to do a zombie film or something, because it's very generic. There's nothing, not that much different between zombie films. And yeah, people have just grown with it, and you know, stuff like this happens. I mean, you see a lot of the same, you meet a lot of people, you see a lot of the same faces sort of every time, and yeah, you get to know a lot of people. Yeah, it's cool.
Game and film enthusiasts also get their fair share of fun. The representative from Retroactive shared his thoughts on his favourite zombie game.
DayZ, a kind of like iconic free download game, and with it, it was just a perpetual world that it dumps you in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. The key thing with DayZ is it's not the zombies that are the worst. It's actually the humans. You're in there, and basically as soon as you kind of like have some resources, you're fighting other humans for it. The zombies are there almost like a kind of like an afterthought. But the thing is, it actually is quite a disturbing game to play.
I mean, Vampires, the big hit recently was Twilight, which, you know, everybody's got their own opinions on. But there's other things like, there was a film called Stakeland that came out that is an amazing look at the vampire genre, but because the actors weren't pretty, it failed. It failed, I believe it failed financially, but as an actual vampire film, Stakeland is amazing. But zombies do just seem to keep, I mean, World War Z recently, you know, Zombieland. There's always something big coming out with zombies.
Rhys Davis shared his experiences whilst working on the film Zombie Undead.
I think the biggest kind of thing with this is the vast number of extras you kind of have, basically, is a kind of a major kind of difference. The fact that you're going to have like 100, 150 zombies one day that you're going to kind of work with, so that's kind of fairly kind of tricky. And the other thing is like a gore film, so you've got to kind of make sure you've got the kind of the blood and the guts to kind of go round. But apart from that, you know, it's like shooting any other film. It's a film, it's got a good story, it's got characters, it's just the same, right? It's just got zombies in it.
Ready guys, go!
So that's the Zombie Culture Festival in Leicester, a true testament to what these sorts of events should be all about. Whether you come for the films, the games, the makeup, or just larking about with some zombie wannabes, you're sure to have some fun. Despite the nature of the genre, the fans are truly sociable and nice to one another, which is certainly what these types of events should be all about. So perhaps other genres can learn from this one. But who knows, perhaps we'll all be undead by then.